Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well. I have tried to record this video so many times, but if you got a chance to watch my last video, you probably already know that I have been struggling with my mental health quite a bit. And so one of the ways that my body has been coping with things is by not letting me sleep ever. There are nights where I only get a chance to sleep like 2 or 3 hours. So as you can probably imagine, the following day I feel super drowsy and exhausted. And honestly, I get a little bit emotional because I just want my body to do this one simple thing called sleep. Anyways, today I actually feel well enough to be somewhat of a functional human being, and I'm gonna head out to the store to just kind of browse around a bit and basically just an excuse to leave my apartment. So yeah, let's just go ahead and head that way. Hold on, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? I was fixing to buy this planner, but I didn't because I noticed it only ran through December and it's already mid-September. Apparently not only does it just run through December, but it's also from 2020. Yeah, that might not be so useful to organize my life in 2022. I literally did not even notice it until I started editing the clips for this video. Anyways, moving on. So one thing about me is that I do not enjoy shopping for long periods of time. I just ended up going to 3 stores, but now I just decided to place an order at a restaurant and I'm about to pick up my food real quick and head back to the apartment. So I know I look like a complete disaster, but there is a reason why. So I just got back to the apartment, and by that, I do not mean the restaurant. So the past few hours have been so dang hectic, and let me tell you why. Before I get into that, I have to tell you a few details. I don't think I mentioned it before, but right now I'm working from home as needed for healthcare organization. However, there are times that they do need me to come in person, and sometimes the location is close by, sometimes the location can be a few counties away, which was actually the case today. I got a call in which they were asking me to show up in person, and at that point I was like, okay, that's perfect. I have time to order food from a restaurant, go back to my apartment, eat, get ready, and head out. When I called the restaurant, they told me that my food would be ready in 20 minutes. So when I got to the restaurant, they told me that my food wasn't ready and just to wait a little bit longer. Well, I waited and waited and waited, and once it had been 55 minutes of me placing my order, I asked them if I could just cancel my order because at that point I wouldn't really have time to get back to my apartment and eat. And then they were like, oh no, don't leave, like your food should be ready in about 2 or 3 minutes. You know what, to compensate, we're gonna give you some coconut cake. And a few minutes later, they come out with a paper bag, and I got really excited because usually they bring out your food in a paper bag. And they're like, oh no, this is the coconut cake that we want to compensate you with. And I was really sad because I was like, I really want my food. And like, I really didn't really have time anymore to keep waiting. But fortunately, they came out with the food. As soon as I got my food, I grabbed it and rushed back to my apartment. By the time I got back to my apartment, I had less than 10 minutes to change into business casual clothes and also take a few bites of my food. And it really sucked because the food that I ordered, it wasn't anything that you can easily eat on the go. I've gotten yellow curry with white rice. And so, yeah, it was definitely one of those meals where you actually had to sit down and calmly eat it. Anyways, by this point, I'm running around like a crazy person, eating a spoonful of food and changing at the same time. I grabbed my things, rushed out the door, and then headed to work. And the whole drive, I'm over here panicking and feeling like a failure in life because I'm probably gonna get to work late, and like, who does that? Like, no, like I was starting to like feel so horrible about myself. Anyways, I get to the so-called location. It happens that it is the wrong address. That sent me to a different building. It turns out that that's not the building either. I go to another building. That's actually the right location. But whenever I went to the front desk and told them that I was there, they were like, oh, we weren't even aware that you were supposed to be here. Like, what are you talking about? At that point, I was getting really frustrated. So I ended up calling the guy who had asked me to show up. And it turns out that he had given me the wrong address. I was definitely not close to where we were supposed to meet at. But then he also mentioned that he had started this meeting earlier and that he would actually not even need me anymore, and that he hadn't gotten a chance to tell me. So at the end, he didn't need me. So from there, I just got back in my car and drove back all the way to my apartment. And now I am here in my apartment, just hanging out.